So what happens when your kid takes your gun to school? Do you get a slap on the wrist, a fine, or are you going to jail? Well, in not one, but two recent cases, parents are being criminally charged after their kids took guns to school. One of them even took the same gun twice. So let's watch this new segment out of Wisconsin first, and then I'll get into why this entire issue kind of has me torn.
Prosecutors filed charges against the parents of a child accused of taking a gun to his school in Cudahy.
Police arrested a 12-year-old student at Lincoln Elementary after the principal made the discovery.
Kendall court documents filed today revealed the student had that gun at school multiple times.
Prosecutors say the child admitted to detectives that he brought the gun to school twice, including the day he was arrested when the principal found a gun in his backpack here at Lincoln Elementary School last month. Now, according to a criminal complaint just filed today against his parents, the gun belonged to his father, Nanbin Lee. He and the boy's mother, Xiaoping Wang, both face misdemeanor charges, accused of leaving the loaded gun in a nightstand drawer without a gun lock. It's the same gun investigators say their 12-year-old son brought to Lincoln Elementary School April 30th.
So let me start by saying this. I have a love-hate relationship with the idea of holding parents accountable when their kids get a hold of their guns. In the case of the father in the video we just watched, I'm not gonna go so far, I don't know. I'm not gonna say he intentionally was being reckless, but at the same time, this isn't the first time this happened. The kid admitted to bringing the same gun to school twice and even to public parks. At that point, it's hard to call this anything other than a level of negligence. And storing the gun in a nightstand with no lock in a house with a kid who's already demonstrated a propensity to take it, yeah, that's not just risky. There's a level of laziness involved there, especially in 2025 when you have quick access biometric safes that let you secure guns while still being able to get to them relatively fast. I literally sell some of those on my site at shop.mrcolionnoir.com, shameless plug. And I'll put a link in the description section of this video for you to check those out. But I also get the slippery slope, because where do we draw the line? Let's say I have a safe and I keep my gun locked in that safe, and somehow my kid, who's never shown any issues, figures out the combination and sneaks the gun out without me ever knowing. Now I'm the criminal? If I have a safe and I have my guns in a safe and then the kid, unbeknownst to me, knew the combination, am I now supposed to be held to a standard of someone who just left the gun out for a younger child to get their hands on? Like, you see kind of where it gets a little weird and goofy. And the father here had other guns that he had locked in a safe, so clearly he had this gun in a nightstand so he could get to it quickly. So it wasn't about just him necessarily, honestly, being lazy as much as it was trying to be as efficient as possible and making sure he can get to his gun quick enough if something were to happen. That's what makes this all so tricky, because again, at what point does it stop being my fault and start being the kid's fault? If my kid steals my car and crashes it, I'm not getting hit with vehicular manslaughter charges, am I? But with guns, it's like the second something goes wrong, the parent is the scapegoat automatically without question, even if they did everything right. So then there's this second story out of North Carolina, where a student brought an unloaded gun to Sun Valley Middle School. The gun belonged to the student's stepfather. The kid didn't just bring the gun, he also made threats, and he was charged with possession of a weapon on school property and communicating threats.
A gun was found in the book bag of an 11-year-old student at a Lenoir County middle school this morning, according to the school system. It happened at Woodington Middle School. A spokesman for the Lenoir County Sheriff's Office says they're investigating this as we speak, end quote. The school system says students reported the gun to school administrators. The 11-year-old boy was detained and the unloaded gun was found in his book bag.
And yet it's the stepfather, not even the biological parent, who's now being charged with improper storage. Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying don't store your guns properly, whatever the hell that means, honestly. I'm not saying don't be responsible. It's kind of a case-by-case basis depending on the type of children you have, the ages, the environment, all of it. I'm the biggest advocate for being responsible with your firearms, but we've got to talk about nuance. This wasn't even his kid. He's the stepfather. He may have had the gun in the home and realized, damn, I didn't know this kid knew the combination to the safe. And that changes the context. So when we start creating these safe storage laws, which in theory sounds good, we have to ask what happens when the law goes from protecting kids to criminalizing parents. That's the problem I have with safe storage laws. They almost serve as a way to create this prohibitive nature about firearm ownership for anyone that has kids. It becomes a backdoor way to discourage people from even owning guns, because now it's like, sure, you can own a gun, but if your kid gets a hold of that gun in any way, you're going to jail, even if you thought it was secure. That's not really about safety. That's about liability pressure. And some of these laws are so strict, they want you to keep the gun locked, disassembled, with ammo stored separately and locked too. It's basically useless in a real self-defense situation. So yeah, I've got real concerns about how these laws are written and enforced. But now let me be clear. In the other case, that's on the parent. If your kid has brought the same gun to school multiple times and you still have it sitting unlocked in a nightstand, I can't really defend that. Period. But in the North Carolina case, that feels like we're punishing a gun owner for something he may not have known or expected, depending on the actual facts of the case. That's where these laws get dangerous, not because they encourage responsibility, but because they weaponize hindsight. And when you start charging people for not anticipating every single thing that a kid might do, you're not creating safer homes, you're just creating reasons not to own a gun at all. And I think that's what I know a lot of these anti-gun groups, when they try to pass and push these laws, that's exactly what they're trying to do. So yes, if you feel the need to and you think it's the best way to make sure your kid doesn't get their hands on a gun, lock your guns up. Use modern safes. Teach your kids about firearm safety. But let's also be real about this. Not every tragic or stupid situation is a direct result of criminal negligence. Sometimes kids do dumb shit, and sometimes laws don't know how to tell the difference. So, I don't know. I'm torn, admittedly, but what do you think? Do you think these parents in these situations should be charged? Do you think one should be charged, the other shouldn't be charged? What do you think? Leave a comment in the description section. And also, I'm going to leave a link in the description section for you to check out our new Defend America. I want to say Keep America Tactical, but no, it's our Defend America series that we just released. I have them in hats. I have them in hoodies. I have them in drinkware. Pretty much everything that we sell, we have this new design on. So I'm gonna put a link in the description section of this video for you to check it out. And again, let me know your thoughts in the description section of this video. One thing's for certain and two things are for sure. Politicians and tech giants don't want gun content to be recommended to you. And we're all fighting this culture war together. Now you can help do your part by liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel, but most importantly, sharing this video with at least one person. Together we can stop the suppression of our two-way rights. And don't forget to click the link in the description section of this video for the products that I mentioned in this video.